Why couldn't Pudge do this one? Or just sent me out in the rain again. I always get the short straw. Oh, we on? Oh, okay. Wet, horrible, miserable day here in St Austell, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity for Chaos TV to come down to White River Cinema and catch up with Will, manager here at White River, to see what's happening in the cinema this month. Let's go take a look. Well, lovely to be back at White River Cinema on what's essentially a bit of a wet and rainy day out here today.
Yes, getting worse and worse.
Is that good for the cinema?
It is, yeah. We prefer the rain because people can't go to the beach in the rain, or if you do, you're normally walking your dog. You're not going to spend the day there sunbathing, so it should bring a few more people in as the day goes on. We're opening a bit earlier today. So,
in anticipation.
Well, no. Well, it's a Wednesday, so we normally open early on Wednesday. We've always done this. Used to be the Orange Wednesday when the Orange Foam was there. Now it's EE. And they used to do the 2 for 1, but it's Meerkat Movies now. But we still open early on a Wednesday for the matinees. Even like the schools are back and stuff. There's normally a bit more older matinees that we have lined up.
Do you still do your silver screenings?
Oh yes, yeah. I forgot about that. They start again in a couple of weeks. 23rd of September they kick off again. So we've got the first 6 lined up for the opening for the autumn season. In the Heights is first, Nomadland, Ammonite, Father and Dream Horse. So it's 5, not 6, yeah. But we get the first line up, so yeah, they'll be good again.
And for people who don't know, they're a little bit targeted at a certain generation?
Yes, silver screen, shows on the Thursday morning. We've got 2 performance times now. It's £4 a ticket, and that includes tea, coffee and a biscuit. But we're keeping an eye on you. There's a certain man, he knows who he is, that takes more than 2 bourbons.
Oh, criminal. That is the best biscuit, to be fair.
Yeah.
The bourbon is the best.
When he's got like 4 or 5, stuffing them in pockets, that's too much.
That's too much, man. Going back to the weather quickly, I always thought that hot weather is probably a good time to come to the cinema because it's air conditioned.
You do get some that will come,
right?
because it will be quieter because it is nice and people will be out, certainly around here, won't they? They'll be on the beaches and out and about. I think maybe cities might do a bit better because you haven't got so many beautiful places to visit on the coast and everything. So, but there are some that will come in and enjoy it because it is cooler and refreshed and like their ice blast, ice blast and air conditioning.
So we've come into September.
We have made it, yeah.
What can we look forward to in the cinema? What's coming up?
This week we have new releases. There's 3 actually hitting this week. We've got COPSHOP. That's a new Gerard Butler thriller. There's a man who's a con artist who's on the run. Gerard Butler's the assassin trying to hunt him down. They end up in the Nevada desert and the man he's chasing has a bright plan of escaping the hitman by getting arrested and being in jail, which seems the safest place. So he gets himself arrested, put in this small prison. Gerard Butler then thinks, I can get to him if I get arrested and get in prison. So, and then there's someone else after him as well. So there's 2 hitmen after this one person and they all end up in a small little prison cell. So yeah, it looks quite a clever, twisty thriller. Yeah. A bit Tarantino-ish. It's got
okay. Yeah, I do like the
film.
films.
Men, that sort of look.
The films that keep you guessing is always a good film for me. Like, you never know what's going to happen.
Yes.
Bit of a twist.
Yeah. And Shang-Chi is showing at the moment. Going on to that, because I tried to avoid it. It's a new Marvel film, and I knew a little bit from the trailers, but I didn't want to delve too far into the character. I wanted to go in and sort of be a bit surprised. It's always nice to sort of not know what's happening sometimes, and it was really good. Really enjoyed it, and there was quite a few twists and turns. I wasn't expecting this, and yeah, really good.
So this is essentially the new generation of the Marvel films,
next
or phases, as they call them.
Are we phase 4 or 5? Which we finished 4. It's 4/5, I think. Gets a bit blurred. So yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is the newest one in this. Then there's the Eternals out in November. Then there's the next Spider-Man film.
Yes, I've seen the trailer for that recently. Yeah. They've dropped that one. Yes. Quite interesting, keeping us guessing still on what's going to happen.
Yeah, but see, they've brought back a couple of old characters.
Yes,
I thought it was really good because Dr. Octopus is Alfred Molina, but he was with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films back around 2000.
That's right, yeah.
So to have him come back in is a really clever idea, so tying it all in.
And I mean, loose warning for spoilers, it's in the trailer. but bringing in Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
almost kind of replacing the Tony Stark character that kind of ran through the last couple of Spider-Man films, because I
Yeah.
wondered where they were really going to go with that.
Yes, definitely.
I think possibly a
Yeah,
good
new
replacement.
mentors, yeah. And it opens up because there's going to be another Doctor Strange film, and that's in the multiverse, so that's the whole origins of this. It all sort of branches off and opens up on different timelines and different. All gets very confusing when you start thinking about it.
Yes, it
There you
does
know
hurt
what
my
it is,
head trying to follow
yeah.
along. But they're great films, and I know the Marvel fans will be very keen to kind of experience it back on the big screen.
Yeah, but Shang-Chi's definitely worth a watch. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
good tip. What else have we got coming up?
So we have another one today. We have Respect.
Respect, musical.
ECT.
Musical?
Yeah, musical
Yes.
biopic.
Love a musical.
Yeah. Aretha Franklin. So we've got Jennifer Hudson, who was handpicked by Aretha herself to portray her on the big screen. So it's got her full endorsement, and shows her trials and tribulations. Obviously, there was quite a lot of difficulty in her life personally, but then a success as an artist as well, and a legacy she's left behind. So.
Quite nice to see that kind of genre of music being represented on the big screen as well. We've done the kind of rock and the pop ones over the last few years with Rocket Man and the Queen musical.
Yeah.
There's probably another one I've missed, but it's quite nice to have that kind of R&B and soul kind of representation.
Yes. Yeah. Slightly different era and different. Yeah.
Do you think that's a trend in Hollywood at the moment? Do you think we'll see more kind of musical life stories of some of the greats? Because I mean, we can think of so many.
Yes,
to pick. I
yeah,
mean, Whitney Houston is a big one.
Yeah, they've done a couple of Whitney documentaries. I think there was a film attempted. I'm not sure if that's still in progress or what's going on with that. So, but yeah, there's loads you could go back through, because a lot of them have got great stories that they can tell, both performing and off. I know there was a David Bowie one not long ago, but that sort of whimpered away, because I don't think they had the rights to all the official songs.
Yeah, it must be really difficult, isn't it, to kind of get it all together.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one. They went for it, but they didn't have the songs to do it, so surely you can't do that, because his music's iconic moment, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
That's what he's about, and if you can't play the music, then why do the biopic?
Kind of, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's like when you go to a gig, isn't it, and they play all their new stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and don't play
no
the old stuff. Rubbish, that's what we come for.
Yeah, no one wants that. So. But yeah, I think there will be a few more, definitely, because the resurgence with, like, say, Rocket Man, Bohemian Rhapsody, they proved really popular. And musicals always do well, and people do like a musical film. So if you've got that real life element, the struggles, the music, and everything combined, then they always make a great story.
Do you think we will see any more of ABBA on the big screen? They've just made their big return to the music world.
Yes, yeah, Voyage is it, I think.
There's a couple of songs they've dropped, a whole new album. I feel like that could be ripe for a big glossy film. I know obviously we've had things like Mamma Mia, but that was more of a theatre production kind of style, wasn't it? Like there was a big story and a cast. And
they use their music to tell the story, but the ABBA story itself, would they do a film on those four? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's enough
it's a bit
backstage.
boring.
No, not boring, but obviously they had a few, because they got married and split up and stuff, and worked together as a group. So there is some stuff, but whether there's enough behind the scenes. I mean, they've got all the music to tell a great film, but as it's been done in the Mamma Mia's, well, they'll need to do that. So, but yeah, it's great to see them back, and I'll be interested doing is it a hologram?
Yeah, we've seen lots of pictures in the press of them in their spandex suits with all the little balls on for the green screen and the holographics and stuff. So who knows what will come of that? But interesting. I never thought I'd be introducing new music of ABBA in 2021. There we go.
Yeah.
And I guess really the big one everyone's talking about at the moment is Bond, isn't it? It's 007. Hence our lovely imitation martinis.
Yeah, 11 o'clock in the morning, vodka martini.
Cheers, there we go. Shaken and all that jazz.
Yes. So,
but a long wait for 007.
Oh yes, it had its difficulties prior to all the other pandemic issues and everything else, because during filming, I think he broke his ankle, didn't he, Daniel Craig, when they were filming somewhere, so that delayed it by a few months from its initial release. So I bet they ruined that now. That's why. It could have been outdone and dusted onto the next one. So yeah, various delays, but it's definitely as definite as anything can be. But it is coming out on the 30th of September.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's certainly a big one that audiences in the UK have been waiting for.
Absolutely.
I think they'll come out in their numbers to see
They
this.
will. I think so. Yes. Yeah. We're not expecting it to be quite as busy as the last couple, but they always do exceptionally well. So, but we're quite confident that it will be well supported anyway. So good numbers. So yeah, 30th September, Thursday it's released, and tickets will be going on sale very soon. So keep checking.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Check the website out.
Yeah. I can't say much more because of various embargoes and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
but
it's
it's
all a
definitely
secret.
out on the 30th of September. So
Secret.
yeah, that's on the post. So
We like a bit of mystery. Keep it a bit secret still.
yeah. And we're looking forward to, I mean, they've dropped another new trailer showing what we've seen before from different angles, I suppose. Yeah, they don't like giving too much away. Is it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Different bits of it. But no, it's expanded it more. We've seen a little bit more about the villain. I think it'd be a good one because that's Rami Malek, who was obviously Freddy and Bohemian Rhapsody, going back to that one. So.
Yeah.
But he's got a look of being a good villain. You can tell sometimes, oh yeah, I think that will be well cast.
And do you think, because so we're told this is Daniel Craig's last outing as Bond, the search for a new Bond will continue, I'm sure, but they may have really found one and we don't know. But do you think they're trying to write some of the characters in a more permanent fixture? Because I think over the last couple of Bond films, they've done a really good job at establishing M and Moneypenny, and we've seen in this new one some of the bad guys from the last few films coming back again.
Yes, continuing the story. That's the thing with Bonds in the past, they've always sort of been individual, haven't they? They've not really continued from one to another.
It always seems a shame to press reset every time there's a different Bond.
So you'd have the same so Moneypenny would overlap and Q and M would overlap, so you have the same people, but there was no underlying story. But the Daniel Craig ones all seem to be linked. You've had the Schiefer returning and all and Blofeld over it and Spectre and stuff. So it does all seem to be tied in a lot more. So will they bear that in mind when they do cast the new Bond? Because they've established M and Q and the new Moneypenny, that if they were go for a younger one, how that's going to play. So, yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah,
Interesting times.
I know a couple of names have been touted, and you think, well, he's quite a bit younger, so how's that going to go in? But I'm not sure now. I think a lot of the thinking is that James Bond is purely just the name that is given to that spy.
The agent. Yeah.
So it could be called anything.
Yeah, we could go
But he's
anywhere.
James Bond, so I think that's what we're going by now. That's why he's changed so many times over the years. So I think that's the way to.
Let's
to
hope he
view
doesn't
that,
do a
so.
Doctor Who. That's all I'm saying. I feel
What?
Doctor Who's got a bit lost with all the different kind of changes over the years and
Yes.
trying to push the
Yeah.
boundaries in different ways. But hey, we'll see.
Yeah, it tries to appeal sometimes to too many, doesn't it? And forgets its core audience and who've been devoted to it for all this time. And they always want to try and get a wider audience. But you always got to remember your fundamentals, why people like it, why they enjoy it, and they want to see that. So it's like the Bond films, you can't change them too much because people like
And we love
escapism,
nostalgia,
the
especially in the
car chases,
UK, don't we? We love the whole like, oh, remember when?
Yes,
those throwbacks.
Yeah.
So I guess the big question is, who is your favourite Bond, or do you have a favourite Bond film? Because when we ask this question, it tends to be of your generation. So I would normally say Pierce Brosnan, and people go, "Oh, really?" But he was my Bond when I was growing up as a kid. He kind of set that world up for me, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's strange because I like Pierce as well. I think he had the right look. He didn't have the best films. GoldenEye was good.
I loved GoldenEye. That's my favourite one.
It was really good. Good villain because he had Trevelyan, so they were equally matched, and that was well thought out. His later two weren't brilliant, but I did like him as Bond. But I always like Timothy Dalton.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, he's often overlooked, and sort of they keep on about now Daniel Craig making it gritty, but Dalton even worse. He had license skill, which was 15.
Yeah.
Drug running.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, which is kind of unheard of in the 007 world.
Yeah, that was really brutal. That was so they sort of brought it back down with Pierce again. He sort of we need to get back on the family footing because we can't have 15 Bond films. But Living Daylights, I like that. So yeah, I did like him. They've all got good bits and
all got pros and cons.
Exactly.
Yeah. You just have to watch them all.
Yes, and a lot of it does depend on who they're against. Like some of it, not necessarily the Bond, but the villain and a bit of the story and the plot and how it's going to develop. So, but yeah, Timothy Dalton.
We'll take that.
Yeah,
take that as a win.
Yeah, not many will say that. So, who's he? They'll be all googling. Who's that? Yeah,
That's long forgotten about. Bless him. And I think we've kind of spoke about this before, but obviously with Amazon buying MGM, do you think we'll see some spin-offs kind of TV series like they did with Taken and some of the other shows?
Possibly. We did mention this. I think if they did, it wouldn't be with Bond. I think they would do it off like a 006 or a 008,
Yes, yeah.
And maybe establish some of the like supporting characters a bit more, give them a bit more depth, sort of go a bit spooksy. But
I think I'd quite like to see that.
Yeah, I think it works. So you could give more to M and to Q, but then I don't know if Ralph Fiennes, who is currently M, would do that. I think he's more on the film side of things.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
See how big their checkbook is.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah.
And I guess one final question I was going to ask you. We've seen, mostly because of COVID recently, a lot of movies being filmed here in the UK, haven't we? Tom Cruise has rather famously been in town. Do you think that will bring people purely out of curiosity to come to the cinema and watch his films? Because we were treated to some spectacular scenes recently of steam trains flying off the side of a quarry somewhere in the UK, all part of Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And I know when we've had local stuff on, like Fisherman's Friends and things, people come quite often purely just to see, oh, I've been there, or I know that road, or I live around the corner.
Yeah, you do have your local interest films that will get people in for the location. Like say, Fisherman's Friends was a definite sort of spot you knew what it's going to be. Yeah, the Mission Impossible, unfortunately, has been delayed again because Top Gun's been put back. So the dates they already had, Top Gun's moved to the Mission Impossible date, and Mission Impossible's moved back 6 months.
So we're still chasing it.
Yeah, but I think they're still filming quite a bit. But yeah, Tom is enjoying the British life, he seems to be, doesn't he?
He loves it. Yeah. He seems to love it. There's a great connection between Chaos Radio and Tom Cruise, but I can't tell you on camera. I'll tell you off air.
Okay, I'll wait for that.
It's great. Maybe whoever's involved will tell you a bit later.
Ooh.
Cryptic.
Well, if you know him that well, so if you want to join us for the next chat, that'd be good.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for inviting us back to White River. We'll be back again next month for a catch-up. Stay tuned. Of course, we give away a voucher every month on Chaos Radio and Chaos TV that you can spend here on lovely things.
Any of our WTW sites, bring a gift card in.
And don't forget, for all screen times, tickets, movie news, head over to the website, which I believe Pudge is going to read for you now.